Hello, people. It is another episode of The Opinion. When you hear The Opinion, you know that the fearless ladies are here to speak their minds, share their opinion, inspire you, and of course, give you something thought provoking to think and talk about. I'm excited. I am so looking forward to our discussion today. And of course, you know, we don't do it alone. I'm here with three other beautiful ladies, my sisters, and I'm happy to have them on the show. They will introduce themselves and then I will tell you what we're discussing about. Trust me, you're going to be glued. Tina.
Hi. As you know, my name is Tina Mulika.
And I'm Sangoki Tete.
The sexy.
Sassy Sang.
Sassy.
Sassy Sang.
And we have.
And of course, I'm Zinazita. Mwah.
And the four of us make the panel for the opinion.
The opinion.
Yes. We share our opinion. We say it as we feel and think it. And we own it because it is our opinion.
With our full chest.
With our full chest, we say it. We always have thought-provoking topics that we discuss. As you watch us, we know that it stimulates you. Sometimes you are triggered by it. Sometimes you get angry with our opinions. But you know what? It is our opinion, and we are free to share it. If you have yours, write to us. Let's discuss the opinion after the opinion. Today we are discussing, is renting a wedding dress an option for you? Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you want to rent a wedding dress? Is the question I am asking you, the viewers, and I'm throwing it back at my sisters here. Tina,
Hello.
will you? It's your big day. You're
Hell
excited.
no.
You're
Hell
looking
no.
forward to it.
Hell
and
no.
For whatever reasons, you have to rent your wedding dress.
I don't think there'll ever be reasons for me to rent. I don't care whatever it is. I'd rather forgo refreshment, item 13, and invest in my wedding gown
Super.
than to give people food to eat. It's my wedding. I need beautiful pictures so that I can show to my kids and a memory that I can hold on to forever. And I can still go back, pick my gown once in a while, admire it.
And
So no,
reminisce.
I'm not compromising. No, hell no.
Someone keep my sexy.
My love, I can't give a straight jacket answer because when it comes to weddings, I really change my opinions all the time. 1 minute I want this, the next minute I'm like, oh. In fact, I always plan my wedding every day.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, I plan my wedding. I write the list. So if you annoy me, I cancel your name out. I'm like that type.
Are we
Okay.
all
So
on
for
the
my
next
wedding-
answer today?
I'm a wedding freak anyway.
So for wedding gowns, I feel I'm very unconventional when it comes to wedding gowns. I'm the type that can wear a romper on my wedding day. I could even wear black.
Okay.
So for me, I feel the kind of wedding gown that I want might not be one that I'll get to rent. Do I mind renting a wedding dress? I don't at all. What do I do with the wedding gown after?
I'll keep it. Bring yours, I'll keep it for you.
Yeah, I just feel like after the wedding, then what? But as I said, if it's a romper, I might be able to wear it around, so that's fine. But like that typical wedding dress, will I want to rent it? I don't mind. On the other hand, sometimes I feel it's such a special day and I want to keep the wedding gown for future to tell my children that, oh, this was beautiful and all that. At other times, I feel I don't need that.
But that's why you have memories. You create them with pictures.
With pictures, absolutely. So yeah, I don't think it's kind of a big deal for me. It's not really a big deal for me.
Zenas, my darling, your take.
Okay. But I'm not so sentimental to weddings. Like, I understand it's a big day and all that. So the reason why I wouldn't rent it is not because it's a big day, but it's because I just don't want somebody's body close to be on me like that. I don't know if you get me.
But it could be new.
I don't care.
Okay. Then
could be
I
new.
don't mind, because then I don't mind, and the reason, if it's new, I don't mind, and the reason is, you know, we don't really have engagement. It's traditional marriage.
Marriage,
Then we
yeah.
have wedding. So I did 2 wedding gowns. I did a normal fitting, whatever. How do you call that one? not a ball. For the reception after the traditional in the village. Then when I came back to Accra, we did whatever. In fact, I picked Kim Kardashian's look-alike wedding dress that I saw. You know, and look, if I told you that I had to literally battle with my mom to keep those two wedding dresses, I'm like, I don't know what to do with them. Can you keep it somewhere? And you see, the way my house is, I'm a minimalist. I don't really like a lot of things around me. Especially when I know I'm not going to use it, right? So I'm glad that it's there. I don't really have any sentimental attachment to it. But then again, if it's a new rental, I don't mind. I think I'm just so... I don't have a straight jacket thing when it comes to... I think I'm more focused on the marriage and who I'm enjoying my time with than the nitty-gritties of that. As long as it's not used by someone, I don't have a problem if I'm the first person they are renting it to. After, if I'll rent it and use the change for something, if I'm taking the money from my husband to me.
Okay,
But
so, I mean, to each their own. You know, I mean, it's the way people see weddings.
Yeah.
And look forward to it. So, some have their personal style and their preferences, and like she said, you can even do black on her day. So and for me, and so, if it's wedding, I also feel that it's something personal, and so I want my personality to show in my celebration, and so it has to show in what I wear and how I feel in what I'm wearing. So I think that it's an individual preference. If you can afford it, yes. Oftentimes we say is that we won't do much with it after. We've heard stories about people who kept their wedding gowns and their children also came and wore
That's
it.
beautiful.
It's happened.
That's cool.
And it's beautiful. I mean, if it happens like that. But I think my taste is different for my daughter. At least.
Some people just want to wear it
I
because
think
mom
some
will wear
people, they
And
get
some
married.
some also just admire, who their mom is or whatever, so much that, they want to keep it as a tradition. The same way people can actually give their rings, to their sons to go and,
Actually,
Can
when
I
they are getting,
expand?
when they bury people or they lay them in state, they don't really wear them the dress.
they
They
just
put it on
fit
top
it
of
They just
on.
put it
Yeah,
on
can I
and-
expand
yeah,
from
so
your
as for
point?
that one,
Sure.
you can still wear it,
You
even if you go big.
You mentioned the fact that cost.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we are also speaking so others don't feel pressurized to
Exactly.
say they want to buy a wedding dress because
Yeah,
the
of
ladies
course.
on the opinion all said they will not buy. They will buy their own wedding dress. I like the fact that you said cost is
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
Because wedding dresses are expensive.
Oh, yes.
Extremely expensive. Even the regular one you see by the roadside is
8,000,
highly
yeah.
expensive. And it's something that also often prevents people from even getting married.
Yeah.
Because the cost involved in planning the wedding. You look at the dress, you look at the ring, you look at this, you look at that, blah, blah, blah. Even someone wants to just go and sign at the court, but the wedding gown price is
And that's why I
preventing the
mentioned,
person
I'd rather
from going
take
to
away
sign.
something just for my dress,
Exactly.
personally.
But
So
Yeah.
if it's about
But
reception,
if-
I can cancel
But
reception.
that's
I don't want
you.
you to eat.
Someone can't
For
even
me,
afford
that's my
anything.
opinion.
Someone can't even afford anything
I'll invest
at all.
everything
Yeah.
in my gown.
But they
just for the-
want
for
to
the
still
purpose
have
of
a
it.
wedding, so they can decide that okay, I don't have money, but I still want to get married. So let me go and rent this dress. That is,
and-
if I buy the dress, it's let's say 2,000 Ghana cedis. If I rent
rent
it,
is gonna
Wear a dress, normal dress.
but the
It's
person
also
wants
okay.
a ball gown but cannot afford it, so but
Why-
can
why
afford
not?
to
Yeah,
rent
Well,
it.
And then that one, because you mentioned that some people are not able to get married because they can't afford a wedding gown. You shouldn't, if you can't afford
The
a wedding gown,
choice of
forget
a
about
wedding
it.
gown-
Rather use the money to buy a dress that you think you can afford and go and get married.
But the person wants
But
a
I,
wedding
for
gown,
once, I
which
want a
the person
gown-
can afford if it's rented. But the person cannot afford it if the person has to buy. So the person forgo renting it and then forced to buy. No, the person should buy
And then
and
they
should
should
rent
be
it.
able to rent.
Exactly.
And I think
So
that
there's nothing
in
wrong
this
with that.
issue, on this issue of renting, I think that the designers should look at customizing rental outfits for different brides.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I said, people come with their own personalities. So in as much as I cannot buy it and I am ready to rent it, it should still, be something that
perfectly.
fits into my
Perfectly.
personality and everything, so that I'm able to still, wear the wedding gown of my dreams, even though I'm not owning it, you know, at the end of the day. So they should also make that with these, you know, day. They can do that and then still, you know, make it whatever size you went to meet it. But if they can factor in the fact that they should do it with people's, you know, personality and choices in mind, even though they don't have the money to own it, they can still
You
wear
see,
the gowns
people
or
come in different shapes and
outfits of their
forms.
dreams.
One of the reasons why personally I will not rent a wedding gown is because most of the times I've realized that I'm a little bit busty. I'm not saying I will not get my size, but I know how I am. And then when I want to buy something, sometimes I need to adjust something. So I prefer to sew or do something that fits perfectly for me. So renting it for them to make alterations and all that. Number one, I will not even rent anyway, because I know it will not come out well for me to look confident. And that day, I need to be confident as possible. I should be able to walk without feeling
own the day.
Exactly. So why should I rent? If you want to rent, that's fine. But I am not
absolutely
renting.
That's my point. That if people want to rent, it's so okay.
But I'm not
it's not like there is a problem with you renting. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, and it's not only people who don't have money who would rent.
It's not money.
It's based on preferences.
That's why I mentioned
and stuff
if
that
I feel like I cannot afford,
you mentioned
bigger. I will cancel reception.
You mentioned
just to make sure
something
I
like
look good.
reception.
I don't care about
somebody
who is
who will
eating.
prefer feeding everyone and not wearing
Exactly.
a very
And not looking
flamboyant
good.
gown.
So
you
I'll choose
understand?
that one.
So it's an individual.
I'll choose
Exactly.
my
I think that
look
we are
over
going to
the
that
ceremony.
fact.
We won't attend.
I
You won't
don't
give us
care.
food,
I'll
but you
give
want
you
to
food.
glow.
But
We will not
I'll
accept
go. Come and
that.
watch me glow.
Tina, you can't invite us to your wedding.
And then not feed
And
us
come
and
and
say
tell
you
us.
want to glow. That's
When we
selfish.
come, we want to eat.
No, come.
Hey, madam.
1 hour ceremony. Just come. I'll wear my ring. Watch
my-
me take
my-
We
One
should come
hour.
and see you glow and take
5 minutes.
pictures.
Yes,
and
take
then we should be
pictures.
hungry.
No, you'll be
Hey,
happy.
sister.
Well, you can give me some Sprite and some few stuff.
Mine was
yeah.
45 minutes. Catholic church, I think. The reception.
Yeah, then.
I mean, to be honest, when I saw Zainab's wedding, I was like,
It was super.
it's so beautiful.
Oh, you danced your heart out.
and
Oh, we
and
will
I
talk
was
about
like,
the other aspects. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I hope you show a bit of the show.
Yeah, please,
So for them
producer.
to see what class looks like, grace looks
Yeah.
like, colors looks
Yeah.
like, beauty looks like
And even the wedding guests, did you notice? I was asking her, did she tell them
Okay, we're
to
talking
dress
about
a
wedding
certain
gowns.
way?
I know, but we are saying
your
that the
your
day was so
house was nice.
special
Your
to
house was
you.
nice.
The day was so special to you that you wouldn't rent a wedding dress
You
on
didn't
that
even
day.
rent.
But if
married
somebody
one
can't
like
get it that way,
Tailored,
it's so okay.
to fit your body.
her wedding.
Look at how great it was. And you're telling
Her
me.
wedding.
but if you
People
rent
can
it, who
rent.
knows that you
I don't
rented
care,
your
but her
wedding dress
own.
on the
See,
day?
It's in
when
my-
they
it's
when
in
they
some box
take you
somewhere
into
in my
consideration
house.
and so for you.
Looking for a space. She's on the opinion have made their opinions known to us that she wouldn't even think of it.
No.
She's indifferent. I think she's like me.
Absolutely.
She keeps changing her mind about how she even wants to look on her wedding day. So until that
Black
day finds her, she will never know what she's even going to wear, which is
Exactly.
fine. But she has her wedding planned in her head, and I like that. You always have to imagine yourself on your wedding day.
Faith.
So that is a good
I
one.
never imagined myself.
And with her, she enjoyed it more at mine. And I like that.
Your wedding was nice.
The viewers must see pieces of
I'm telling you,
I
you
think
have to ask that.
That
I
will
think
make
that-
sure we get a bit of.
I think
A clip,
that
I mean, with
there's
it.
nothing wrong with it. If you can't
Absolutely.
make it your own it. But if you can still, hey, rock the rented one. And the most important thing is what happens after. You know, it's a few hours of, celebration that you get loved ones to witness and to see. But at the end of the day, the journey starts and we're not going to remember your wedding dress if things are not going well.
Well,
So
I'll be
honestly,
selfish. I will look
it's
for
your big day. I remember my days as an event. I mean, even a wedding consultant. I will tell people there must be something that is so important to you on your wedding day. Some will choose their wedding gown. Some will choose their
The ring for me,
and
actually.
some would also choose their reception.
The ring, I won't go.
So people, and some will
Ring
say
and
these,
gown
all these
too.
three
Yes,
are important
that's
to
my
me.
look.
So sometimes when you
Hair,
tell them and you ask their
everything.
numbers, you realize that the numbers they are looking at catering for and the cost involved, you would rather advise them to, reduce their numbers. Some listen, some won't. But for you to have all three, come to realization for you, you need to lose something in order to gain something. So some people want to look good.
As for
They
me,
want
guests,
their
I don't
guests to
care
be the
about.
talk of
I'll
town.
not. That's why I'm not
Maybe
inviting
once,
everybody.
yeah.
I'll just invite few people because I want to invest in my
never
look.
had a
That's
of
it.
that.
Okay.
Is
So
it
just few
normal?
people.
It's
Maybe I'm
normal.
dreaming home.
I didn't. I
One
wasn't.
about Mbedi,
I
but
didn't have a like. I wasn't. Not the
Tina,
gown.
you are
Not the,
selfish.
like. Is it normal?
But you
It's
said
my
you,
wedding.
you picked some Kim Kardashian. kind
Yeah,
of-
I did
I'll
because that's what I
dress
picked. It's not
style.
because it has to be a do or die.
Someone keeps saying I'm selfish.
I don't know.
Just because I said.
Do you know,
I'll-
she
I'll-
keeps hammering on the fact that I'll cut down my guest and wear my dress.
Exactly,
I'll cut down
that's
my
what I
guest and
want.
invest. I'm like, hey.
So even if
so
it's
you don't
50
care about the
people,
guest
even if
at
it's
all.
50 people,
Uh,
come and watch
But I'm
me.
coming
But
with
you
two
think, of
extra
course.
people.
No, so if
You
the-
won't come
so
with
that's
extra
what
people.
that's what we're saying. That
The
if
money
you have to cut
is
the
for my
numbers,
look, for my hair, my ring.
if you have to cut the numbers so that you can
cut it.
have that glamorous
What is numbers I can't
look that you are looking for. So be it. But some want it all, but they are not ready to cut something down,
Out.
lose something. So then you can have it all as well. So
Yeah.
if she is ready to lose some numbers,
I'll lose it.
so she can still look good.
you know,
And I-
take away back.
No,
I
don't
won't
see anything
sacrifice.
wrong
I
with
won't
that.
compromise my ring though.
But and your possible.
My ring can't be
Don't cry them,
compromised.
don't
But
try
the
it.
gown I can deal.
Gown. I
I
said
can
anything
really
that
deal
has
with
to
that.
touch my
But
body or
remember,
my
it
wedding
doesn't matter.
I'll not
you know,
compromise.
Of course, you need to look good because you know what? All eyes are on you, the bride. You're the reason why people have to leave their house and
Yeah.
come. So when they announce you coming, you know, I say weddings are the only times that it doesn't matter who you are. You get even the president to get up for you.
But Tina raised the
Because when
question.
they say
Here
all
comes
should
the
rise,
bride.
Yeah.
and let's
Yeah.
welcome the
On-
bride.
on this note,
whatever position, whoever they are,
They stand up.
they
But
stand up
Aisha,
for you.
Tina
and so they are looking at
raised the
you
point.
coming in with all the, you know, all the niceness and you know
Your
sweetness.
splendor.
So
Everybody is
you
watching.
need to look it.
All eyes
Yeah,
on
but
me.
I but,
Do you
but you
understand?
raised the point, and I think now it's coming back to me. Like from what she's saying, you need to come in with all your flamboyant splendor, you know, all that.
It can be the simplest of it.
But
Look,
let's say
work.
you can afford to buy a wedding dress that's nice, but
But not
maybe not
expensive.
your
It's not breaking
ideal.
the- yes, it's not breaking
It's not your ideal wedding. You know, people have their ideal wedding gown.
Exactly.
Like somebody will say, I want a ball gown. I want fish.
Yeah.
I want this.
Look at
I want
your
that. So somebody wants to wear this, but they cannot afford that. Should they go lower and choose something that they don't really like,
would definitely
but they can
find
afford
something.
and keep it, or they should rent what they like and they can afford?
You see, I would rather buy what I can afford that I know will look good on me.
I'm
Leave something
asking
out,
this
just to
question.
make
I'm
sure that-
asking this question because if you watch this show, there's this show about ladies
Say yes to
going
the dress.
say yes
Yeah,
to the
I've
dress,
been watching.
and sometimes they go with a budget, and they'll say, "Oh, my budget is from £2,000 to maybe
definitely get
£3,000."
something.
And sometimes they search all that and they don't
They don't
like
know what they are
anything,
looking for.
and then what they like is maybe £5,000, and they keep standing and thinking, should I or should I not? So in that case, would you rather rent that dress which is £5,000
I will not
and renting for
I will
£500
sacrifice some part
look
of the
good.
events. That's what I said. I will go back to the budget, revise it. What is it that it's making the
you won't
budget
cut
extra?
my food, Tina.
I will cut down something. I'll be selfish on my wedding. I'm
To
telling
be
you.
the one crying
I
about
will
this.
go back and check.
I
Maybe
don't
this
know
one is too my video.
Because I know I'll be on her guest list.
I will take something out and make sure that I get the
and
perfect
that's
look.
Tina's stance.
Okay,
and that's
Yeah.
so I
what
just
it is.
remember.
But what do you think? Would you go for the ideal?
I'll go for that. Me.
Okay, so I just remembered the thing that I was hammering on. As you guys were talking, I was like, does that mean, like, what is it that it's not a ring, it's not a. I just remembered. I think for me, gift outwear. Tina,
Which gift?
Give to
The
me
one that
now.
I'm bringing to her.
No, not even the, like, what I
The one that
wanted
the
as
family
a
will give-
marriage,
will give,
like
okay.
a wedding gift from him.
Oh,
Dowry.
Yeah.
No,
Not
the
dowry.
What
After
the
everything,
special
like-
gift?
Like gift your
Like
from,
you
Okay,
want-
okay.
I
Like
want
car,
like
okay,
that.
okay. House.
I wanted a beach land.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice.
And I think at that time, it was more important to me than like everything else.
The
I wasn't
yeah.
squeezing myself to it, so I didn't really have any sentiment attached to it than the beach land. If I tell you how many times he tried getting it and we were almost defrauded, and my heart sank more than whether the wedding went well or not. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah, but I think it boils down to what Aisha was saying, that people put sentiments
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
something else.
yeah, I think mine I was so
Yours was
Into
but
that.
you see,
Into the
you
gift.
got
Yeah.
your dream wedding gown. Do you know why?
Mm.
Because you had an inspiration from Kim Kardashian. So you got your dream gown.
no.
You said you
what
picked
I
something.
okay. So
Like
what
you bought-
So
what I'm trying to
indirectly, and you
explain
got
to
it.
you is
so
that
you got
me,
it.
but
Maybe you could afford.
She
Tina,
bought two
Tina.
dresses.
Saying that she
Tina,
could do
and
away
I
with
bought
that,
two
you don't
dresses.
care.
Put it
And
for-
if
she's
I
giving
didn't
it to
have
her
those
mother.
2 dresses, if I tell you the details of my wedding, you say, "See, I understand where I come." I can wear me. I'm not. You see
Yeah,
the way
me
she's
too.
planning. She has. I never even to the when I decided I'll marry. I didn't have any ideals.
My guess
for me,
is
I
I picked that Kim dress
Boya me
because
money,
at
I may you with
that point that was what was trending. She had just married Chris, whatever, that big bald thing.
It was nice.
That's what was in trend, not because it was my dream. If I went, it wasn't there, I'll pick something else. To be honest with you, I didn't choose my ring. Do you know people who chose my ring? My 2 best friends. This one said I want this. This one said I want this. And yeah, they did, and I wasn't so much interested in. But anytime they almost defrauded us for the beach land, I'm like, God have mercy. I didn't
Your
come
heart
from
cooks.
far. My heart cooks. My heart cooks. So I think that's where mine went. But to be
Yeah.
honest and to
Yeah,
be
I
fair,
get it.
when I went to her wedding, for no reason, I picked the lady who was in the the
Yeah,
number.
the violin.
I don't know why I
Yeah,
took
she
it.
did well.
Maybe
She
your
was
Because-
amazing.
The anniversary is November. But my point
I
is,
told her personally that.
I am a
I love
fair man. I didn't pick it because I
I
have
told her, I called
sentiment.
the
So.
girls like,
Like
no.
she's opening some beauty be. I don't know
It
if
was
you get
like-
me.
the wedding was
for
classic.
me.
And you see,
Exactly.
she started playing the violin when after wearing the ring.
Oh
So
my
it just
God.
followed.
Oh
The
my
plan,
God.
everything. It was classy.
Oh my
So
God.
That's a
Aisha,
cla- a
what was
classy
very
wedding.
sentimental for you
Yeah.
on that day? Was it the wedding
Charlie,
gown?
their gown,
Was it
no.
The
the-
wedding or the
No,
the gown.
but I mean,
The
just
gown.
No,
keeping
I
the
mean, which one? You
Which
mentioned
one was
that
your
wedding.
main?
What
It's a
was
recent-
sentimental for
recent-
The
you?
outfit. The outfit.
The outfit,
The outfit.
the people, the food. You are not like Tina, so I know.
Who is a foodie?
Yeah.
Oh, again, you all know I'm a very detailed person. So I don't take it for granted the fact that I've invited A, B, C, D people to come. So for all that was worth, I needed to make sure that if you had to come and celebrate with us, you needed to be also celebrated. As you celebrate me, I give it back to you. So that is what went into the planning and execution of the
Your wedding.
events. I didn't think about just me, in as much I wasn't going to compromise on what I wanted, you know. But I thought about my guests as well and how beautiful I wanted the
yes.
events to be.
You killed it.
And your guests
So
were
everything
classy
was
as well.
sentimental for
Killed
me.
it.
I think that, like she said, I won't compromise on my ring. I'm wearing it forever. Amen.
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 So it
Amen.
needed to be what exactly I wanted. And so yes, and my look, yes, I wore the dress for probably like 5-6 hours, maybe less.
You looked good in
But
it. Ravishingly
it was my
beautiful.
Would you
So,
have felt
which one is the
different
hierarchy?
about your wedding if you had rented the dress?
Hierarchy.
I've never thought about it.
Okay.
So that would be my answer. I've never thought about it, but I mean, if I was found in a place where I had to, so far as I'm concerned, who was I telling that I rented a dress? So I felt, I think that I would have owned it for that period, and that's what that matters.
Yeah.
So what's the hierarchy?
I really don't see the big deal in it. And like I said, if you can't afford it and make it your own, yes, but I don't really see the big deal in it.
Yeah.
You know, really.
Okay, so do
You
you
know,
have
say
a
if you can't
hierarchy?
afford,
I won't
go and
rent
get
a
what you
ring.
can afford.
No,
Simple.
do you
I will
have?
go and
That's
rent
what I was going.
somebody's ring.
Okay,
That's
that's what I
all
was
you
going
can't
to
take
say.
it back.
Ring.
After
That
the wedding,
means-
you need to wear it, so you can't wear
And
it.
I'm not a fan
Why would you
of,
rent a ring?
This was my grandmother's ring, so I'm
Me
giving
too.
it to you. Why?
No, Major Media. Because my
Eh?
grandmother's wedding, her destiny is not my destiny.
I don't.
I can't come and carry your
believe in
cross.
that.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's,
If okay, so I have
I
a
don't believe in
question,
those
sisters,
things.
and I would need our viewers and our sisters to bear witness. I had no interest in doing anniversary in the way that the people do anniversary. I
Not
just
the
wanted
people.
to lazy around and get gifts from who, you know who.
That's what you use like.
I don't know, maybe live language, you know.
It's gift
But
money.
now that our sister has opened the floodgates of what
I
the
just
beauty
said
that me I saw, please, if I decide to do my anniversary You are the one that will take charge. Because it's not the anniversary that I want to. It's what you did.
The ceremony.
I will not go and
It's a
sit there
class.
and the people will give me what I wish for and what I got. And I will not me besu. Like it's the way everything came together. I can't
and
stop talking
Whitney
about
did
it.
amazing.
It was
So
beautiful.
on the opinion, we came to talk about wedding dresses.
gowns.
Yes.
Wedding gowns.
No, I feel
and
like
all
people
that.
should relate.
And so I
Exactly.
think that we've been able to do that. And don't feel bad if you have to rent your wedding gown. It's fine. You're not telling the whole world. And when you say it, nobody would even know that it's a rented
Gown.
outfit. And even if it is, there's room for it. That is why it's there. You can rent. So don't still feel bad about it. Because if you don't go and rent, how would the designer also get some local feel in their pockets? So it's all well and good. We're going on a short break. When we come back, we'll delve into our next topic.
Oh,
We'll be
fine.
right back.
Fine.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, oh my goodness, you missed, because we've just discussed one topic. That topic we discussed, if wedding gowns should be rented or not. Trust the opinion ladies. They came with their opinions. You are watching us at home. You might not agree with everything they said, but it is their opinion and they are free to share it. If you have yours, share it with us. We are happy to hear your opinion as well. Our next topic for today is a term, I would say, that has been corrupted. We hear it all the time, and lately it's become so rampant. We say it's, but the real essence of it or the real meaning of it, we think that has been corrupted. So on the second topic, we're asking, do you think that the term slave queen has been corrupted? I like that. What is a slave queen? Who is a slave queen? You probably would not know it, or you have the same notion like most people do, that slave queens are. Again, look at me saying slave queens. You probably have been corrupted by that as well. So on the opinion today, we are sharing our opinion on slave queens and the real essence and meaning of it. I throw it right to the sexy Samuki.
Okay,
So you take us through who
Yeah.
and what a slave queen is.
So reading about it, because you know in Ghana we have this perception about slave queens, which is usually negative.
That's
So I
right.
said, let me read about slave queens, and it says a slave queen is a term often used to celebrate, confident, stylish, and empowered women who embrace their individuality and strength, which is all of you here, right?
Yeah.
We are
And
slave
it
queens.
embodies a sense of self-assurance and the ability to slay in various aspects of life, such as fashion, career, and personal goals, which again comes back to all of us. So we all should not be offended, ideally, if we are referred to as slave queens. But we live in a country where they say slave queens, it is derogatory.
Exactly.
So slave queens, and we are looking at ash. I won't say everything, but ash.
And they're also looking at your looks. Or
Your looks
you
and
know,
like girls who
how
are
you
just
carry
spending
yourself
people's
and
money,
all that.
promiscuity.
Exactly.
Where did that come from? Aisha, I'm throwing it back to us. Where did that come from?
You know,
And
then
rubbing
they
it in
share
people's faces.
those videos and pictures, and it was so nice. And they got the attention, the views, the comments, the likes, everything. And people said, "Hey, wait there, slave queen, no," because they dress so nicely. Like you need to see their outfit from hair to toe, everything on point.
Dollars.
And look at where they go, the places they go, classy
Class.
areas and all that.
Fresh.
And that creates attention in this social media era. Then you should know that people got interested in this whole slave queen, category.
But initially, let me come in quickly. Initially, was it negative?
Initially, okay, when it started in Ghana, it has always been negative because
Okay.
people saw that this money that you are spending, looking at the kind of work you do, you can't afford this. So the first slave queens that we categorized here in Ghana were living some kind of lifestyle that we felt like it wasn't
But how
matching.
can
were
you
living
tell that
lavishly.
you cannot
Exactly.
afford it?
No. We saw some of them, and we don't want to mention names. The job line and how they were living.
Okay.
That salary cannot get you that kind of
But they have
lifestyle.
extra businesses.
What extra business? And we didn't know about it. We're not promoting it. No. Later on, they will call themselves influencers. And most of them, trust me, they do it for free. So don't get pressured. And the Gen Z people now copied blindly and said, "Oh,
Some of
now
them.
some of them. Now you ask somebody, oh, what do you want to? I want to be a slave queen." Now they say it. Somebody
Empty.
can openly tell you, "I even want to be a hookup girl," because they do
Yeah.
that because they feel the people they look up to now, because of social media, they do all those things and the society hails them. There are people that they give them the
Exactly.
attention.
Yeah.
You go on the red carpet, go and see those people that live that kind of lifestyle. The one that have the men, the one people know have been sleeping with everybody. They are the ones we celebrate in Ghana now. So why not? Why wouldn't I be a slave queen?
I like that.
Live and spend money that I did not work for,
Earn.
and then do everything.
Okay. So,
yeah,
now
so
in
it's
Ghana,
negative.
like the term is
Negative. When you
Negative.
call somebody a slave queen, it's an insult to the person here in Ghana.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
elsewhere, it's
So, but we now have the clarity of what a slave queen is.
Can we change it?
And all four of us agree that we are slave queens
Yes,
in
we
the
do.
proper meaning
Yeah.
of it.
Proper term of the word. Yes.
So, you and I, you and I wouldn't be offended if somebody calls us a slave queen because
Nobody in Ghana.
but in Ghana,
Yeah.
obviously, like we've said, but these things that is
You
being
know-
showed on social media, I can also tell you for free that half of them are make believe. Seeing, and you are aspiring to be like that. My sister, my daughter, my friend, you can't do what they are doing.
Yeah.
Because some of them are going the extra mile just to make you and I believe that they are living well, they are doing well, when in actual fact they are not. So for me, social media has come to stay. We love it, we've embraced it, but there are do's and don'ts in social media. I always say it, and so when you go on social media, don't get so attached and influenced by everything that you see on there, because it's not everything you see there that is real. Having said that, there's nothing wrong with being a slave queen if you are using it for the right purposes.
Yeah.
So far as I'm concerned.
Like
So if
be
you're an
a boss
influencer,
chick. You wanna
if you're an
be a boss
influencer,
chick.
you have a company, you have thousands of people you've employed, and you are doing your boss lady things. Yeah, you are a slave queen.
Absolutely.
Because it takes some balls and guts to be able to get there and do it. We need I say that we are still in a
For
man's
me,
world.
you are my slave
So
queen, and I look up
wonderful.
to you.
Asembienyo, Oba, Fatu.
That's the executive producer.
So we understand that language, so we are not offended by it.
Yeah.
Even if we didn't understand it, at least per this discussion, we've come to understand the real meaning of a slave queen. So for those doing it wrongly, we would urge them to change the narrative so that it goes well with what the real meaning of a slave queen is. So
I
that,
also
so that
I-
moving forward, people don't get offended when they are ignorantly called.
But I
slave
think
queens.
this serves as an
The
education.
understanding most
Yeah,
of us
an
have.
education to the masses. You know,
Exactly.
like it's a bandwagon jumping on the word slave queen.
Slave queen.
So they wouldn't even take the trouble to look for the meaning.
For the
of
meaning.
word.
No.
They're like, oh, slave queen. Or no,
It means
slave
oh you are
I
slaying.
remember-
It means you are dressing. It means you are.
I remember even my
can't
junior
say.
brother, the one after me, one time we're having a fight and it was like slave queen.
Wow.
Calling me a slave queen. It was so funny. And I was like, you're calling me a slave queen. Okay, don't come for me for any help. And then later he came back and was like, oh, Sang, I'm sorry. But I was thinking, okay, why were you calling me a slave queen?
Exactly.
You know, because you know that I work hard. You know that I'm schooling all the time. I'm
just
struggling
described
to.
it.
But you still slay because you are stylish. You
Exactly.
It
style.
feels like I travel and,
And you
you know,
post pictures
I
on
post
IG.
pictures
Well,
and so
yeah, I see that a
I'm
lot on
I'm
your
a
page.
slave queen, you know.
Yeah.
So it boils down to the fact that people see it in a very negative
Negative way.
And when they say it, they think it's so negative. But hey, Ghanaians, it's not a negative
It is
word
not at
at
all.
all. It's just like a boss chick.
A boss
You
chick,
know,
that's
you
it.
know what
Okay.
you're about, you know where you are going, you like to look good, and maybe people are not used
And you
to
work
that.
hard.
And I feel like
They don't
people
like working
also
hard.
think that whenever a woman is looking good, working hard, flying all around, it means somebody is sponsoring.
Somebody is
it.
sponsoring.
There's been
It's a
times
shame.
where I travel and people will send me a message, hey, one wine and I find it so insulting.
Very
Because there are obiane diope. There are people who love to drive lavish cars. There are people who love to travel.
Vacations, yeah.
Vacations. There are people who love to school. There are people who love to wear very fine stuff. And so we decide what we want, and we work hard, and we decide, okay, I'll use my money to see a different country. And you have a problem with that, and so
No,
there
there has to be somebody who is going with
Not
you.
long ago, I'm not casting job, like not long ago, I was discussing something with a friend. They were like, oh, the way people are owning properties, maybe we'll buy 5 houses. I said, me, no, I just
buy
want one
5
house,
houses.
and the rest I'll use it to travel.
Exactly.
I don't have time to
And
go
they
and buy
don't
5 houses.
understand
I will
that.
not
And be
do it.
maintaining
For
them.
maintaining
I
the
don't have
trying
time.
a
Exactly.
problem.
I
And
will
so
use
they
the
say
money
you
to travel.
expect-
Okay, so
That's why I said, I don't care.
wondering,
My children will
when
come and
the
make their
term
own money.
Slay Queen, let's say, started hitting Ghana, if you went into, let's say, the corporate spaces, do you think it would have had the same effect? Like, let's say the people that were being tagged, or the people who posted themselves and tagged themselves as Slay Queen that made the term pickup.
Yeah.
If it was like, let's say, the Lucy Quest and the rest,
Yeah,
do you
not
think it would
cooperative. I
have
think that's not
Let me
They
come
were
in
not
quickly.
corporate people.
I think social media, maybe the corporate people did that at the service. Because social media, it looks like we left it for people
Who
who,
have
just
time.
had so much time.
Time.
And I don't blame us
Yes.
because you don't have. It's
Yeah,
like
you
we are
obviously
set
do
now,
not
but
have
Now I
time
think some
to,
corporate
yeah.
people are trying.
Yeah, I
We
try,
have
but you see,
lawyers that post videos. they
initially,
do photo shoots.
Aisha
and all
Lady
that.
A doesn't have time to be
But
posting.
now the lawyers are doing it. The new lawyers.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So
You need to see them.
I think that
Oh,
we
things are
left
changing.
it.
It
I
will
think
take
we
time.
left it for people who had time on their hands,
Yeah.
who didn't have much to do, so they could take lavish pictures. Even just go to a restaurant
That was
or
the part of
something,
job
and so
description.
they
They don't have any-
exactly.
anyway.
So they decide they sort of like gave a meaning
meaning.
to the word slay queens.
Yeah.
But now we realize that is not what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
So people are now coming in. You go online and you find a lot of beautiful lawyers who are dressing. Bringing
Lawyers,
people
doctors.
into
Doctors, yeah. Now
doctors.
they're
You
finding
find
doctors, lawyers,
even
nurses,
business people who are
professionals.
selling.
Exactly.
And people are selling, looking good and doing their sales, and we are all getting attached to them. But unfortunately, Ghanaians are laggards. And so, or late adapters. And so, because that has already sunk in,
Yeah,
it
that's
becomes problematic trying to get them to unlearn the fact that slay queen as a term is not
bad
negative.
thing,
Yeah.
Okay. I
And
think
you know,
that's
if
what
people
it is.
even see these flashy lawyers, they go like, it's like the bloggers captioning differently.
Slay queen.
See this lawyer dressed in as if a lawyer cannot dress
In a
flamboyant.
certain
exactly.
way. Exactly.
So they even caption it in a way that. But if it's a
Or
statement,
lawyers
they
are
caption
supposed to
different.
look a certain way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
You were telling me
because
about
the-
PhD students that some
Yeah,
people did
yesterday.
the service, like some of the ladies that did the PhD earlier on.
the
They had a
pioneers.
look.
Yeah,
They make you look like it's struggling. It's
Madam,
a very difficult.
let's not talk about that
No,
one.
no, I'm talking about. So that's how
Because,
slay queen is.
hey, Obama will call someone else. Because they make, in fact, they make it painful
Too
Yeah.
serious.
to even look at them.
Fashion is
you
not
know,
for
and it's beautiful.
people who are
So she's
dumb.
slay-
People are cooking chefs, but look at how they've branded themselves on social media.
Exactly.
Dabasi.
So the social
Yeah,
exactly.
Dabasi.
So the social media, it's good. Maybe we didn't embrace it. You know, those of us who were in the corporate
Yeah,
world
absolutely.
did not embrace it. You know,
We should now.
as soon as it hit us because it felt like we don't have time for it.
And we felt like it was for a certain
It was a
category.
certain kind of people, but now with the same when you know better, you do better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it has come to stay, so you can't take yourself out of it. So go with the flow. But I've always said this, and people have asked me so many times, and I've always said it that the best part of my life is not on social media.
Absolutely.
If you know me, you know
Like the
what
ones
I'm
I saw on
about
the phone.
and what I am doing.
ones I
So
saw on the phone.
I don't have to put
Yeah.
whatever is happening in my life on social
Yeah.
media. It doesn't validate who I am. It doesn't make me a better person or anything. But I feel that that's what people are doing because they are chasing clouds. They
The
want to be
desperation
seen. They
to
want to
also
be
get
heard,
following.
but negatively
Because they see
you know.
other people getting all
Exactly.
that
So it is how you want to use it because we're all doing social media now. By virtue of what we do, we
That's
can't
where the
take-
business is.
we ca- you can't you know say that you won't be part of it. You will be part of it. I remember years ago when WhatsApp came. I took my younger sister for me to sign on WhatsApp. Like I was like, what's the big deal? She said, hey sis, You have to do it. So
You
I'm like,
only want to do it.
me the other.
I didn't want to do. I had BB.
I was like, I won't do it. Same here. So I was like, why should I do
WhatsApp?
WhatsApp?
I
She
still
eventually
did it.
took my phone and
To
signed me on
download
and downloaded it for me and stuff. Another thing, I still am not on it though. Twitter. She says, X. I see sample. What I say? That I don't cry, uncle. And that is where my kids love. They won't do social media. I thank God they are not so crazy about
Yeah.
it. But they will tell me, mommy, Twitter is the place to be.
good.
Yeah.
You
Because
get all
you
the
get to
professionals.
engage
That's what I was
and
like.
get
People,
people's
the
opinions
banter,
from-
the trends.
Exactly.
It's a
You understand?
It's a
So
good platform.
a very good friend of mine. I mean, she's also in the media. If I mention it, she was like, Aisha, we can't be. But we've always said that we cannot be carried away by social media because before it happened, we had a life.
Absolutely.
You know, we had a life.
To
So
add, okay, sorry,
Please.
Lady. So to add to what Lady A was saying, I don't know if you guys can remember, but corporate, our social media, or should I say our social life was more on LinkedIn. Just that you see,
It's true.
LinkedIn,
In a way,
you
yeah.
can look,
Brandon, not
yes,
those who
you can look nice and do your
Now
hair
it's too
and take a
stiff.
picture, and if you put it there and still write the big bro for people who really, if people who are not,
They don't
in your-
even like it like that.
they don't.
I
right?
see. I mean,
and
so I
then
stop
I don't
posting,
know
but I
if
like it. I'm there.
and I don't
Last
know
time,
about other corporations and industries, but back then, Facebook and other social media platforms were not allowed. The internet cannot search it. Like you have internet at work, but it can access some sites. Some sites were locked off, so you can work. So it also reduced the stuff. And the other thing I also realized is that back then, when you are very, there wasn't a bridge between a very serious-minded person and social life. I don't know if you get me. So, for example,
Absolutely.
absolutely, I agree with you.
proud to social media and all that. I've had a chance to either choose creatives at a very young age and then going straight into corporate. And at that time I've lived all my life in preparation to corporate, right? And back then the impression was like if you were in creatives, especially not the admin side, but even front of anything, be it film or whatever, they didn't mix. It's not now that you see an actor or actress trying to run for MP. Like some time ago, it was even it was
somebody in
the
there.
norm.
Actually, somebody
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
questioned me and asked, Nasang, obeye then wo media. Because they think that
You are
you
too
go to
serious
school
for me.
too much, so why
What
are
are
you in
you-
media?
uh-huh.
Is there a place for you?
But now the narrative, and that's one of the reasons why somebody who was in corporate will have no interest in social media, especially if the first thing you do when you scroll is somebody putting out information that is not deep. You just log off again. But now we've come to understand that even the big brands are
They're all there now.
They are taking creative very
I think for some
There's a
companies,
merge.
I think for some
No, it's
companies,
because of the new
there was
era.
a point
Yeah,
in
it's like
time.
that era now.
I think for
You
some
can't do away
companies,
with
there
it.
was a
Yeah.
point in time
You'll be
where
left behind.
when
Yeah.
you have a certain number of following and you're even working with them, they have a problem
Yeah.
with that. I know somebody who had
Oh,
to
really?
deactivate the social
Yeah.
media. You know the person. Deactivate the social media and then start afresh because the company she was working with, it was like overwhelming for them. How can you have 198,000?
But now they will wish for that
Because the
because
company
if
doesn't
she
give
posts
that.
something
Exactly.
for the
company
brand,
Yeah, but
Because
now
of
they
that.
want
But-
it.
so
But I
right-
think that other corporate bodies too are very, welcoming to the fact that because that is why some of us in the media will still be in corporates,
Yes.
and still be in the media. I
Yeah.
mean, because it's being embraced properly. That okay, she comes with this and that, and so we need her in our
Expertise,
space. So I think that we've evolved as a people.
Yeah.
And corporates Ghana over
They have,
time
they've
is
accepted.
getting more, assertive and more, they're understanding the language.
Yeah,
You
welcoming,
understand? So
yeah,
if you are
open-minded.
in the media, you're very vocal and everything, and you also
They don't
have
mind.
a degree, masters, whatever, and they can fit you in a corporate
will have space.
institution. They will
They
still
will.
still want to have you, and that is beautiful
Yeah.
because don't limit us to just being on radio or TV or in the papers because we are learned people.
Yeah.
So one of the
Exactly.
things I've also observed is that proud to people knowing you, it's always better, especially people who are in corporate, to have like a closed social media. You see that most of the people have to request before you can follow. Because what some of the recruiters are doing is that they go proud to interviewing you, they go to all your social media platforms and try to
And check,
fish
yeah, they
an
do it.
impression about you before. And that can be very wrong because you can see somebody doing whatever they are doing on that social media, but it has nothing to do with their character or their ability to
Okay,
do
so
their
let
work.
me chip in an
They are
example.
still slaves.
Yes.
So let me
Yes.
chip in an example here.
So
I
they-
for one,
they
okay,
do
Brandon.
give you requests
Brandon,
before
for
they
example,
argue.
I for
Right.
one, I realized that there was a point in time where people saw me to be too serious. So I told myself I'll not post anything about work on my social media. Everything I have on my social
light.
media is very
Especially
light.
Facebook, I see. you
Yeah,
post
very
just normal
light. I
stuff.
just post things like just fun. Maybe I travel, I go around parties and stuff, and that's all I put. Because everybody saw me as sang their own wario or you too serious, feminist stuff. So I decided I wouldn't post anything. Even my education, I decided not to post anything
on
there.
there.
It's just when you go to my page, you realize it's me in the air somewhere flying or me jumping somewhere. Okay, so I agree with you when you say that what people put on social media could absolutely be very different from who they really are. But I'm a very serious person when it comes to work. I just don't want people to see me with that seriousness. Maybe I feel like it's affecting my dating life. You know, when men come to your page
You
and they
also
see
feel
that
like-
you're too serious. Oh, girl, wait there. Anyway,
No, no,
too
that's a
serious.
bad thing.
So I want it to be
Someone keep,
like
please
affable.
keep posting the ones that make you comfortable.
Exactly.
But please keep slaying.
Yeah.
Because you're a slay queen in the right sense of it.
Where's your brother?
As always, we share our opinion.
Absolutely.
You are watching us, you might not agree with us on everything that we're saying. I like that.
Yeah.
Because it means that you also have your opinion. Let's share it. Let's bring it together and let's share our opinions. Okay? When we close the chapter here, please speak about yours at home. We'd love to hear yours. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll be doing the hack of the day, and it will be another wrap of this episode. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Yes, it is time for the hack of the day, and today we have two. We have two hacks for you. Did you know that if you cook that delicious soup, you know, and kakra bi akoko nkwan papa, nkwan bi e wa ahoden sa, wo jijeja ne siwa, e be sere gu ani mase. Enti no, say just in case na say bibi sa asem bi sa ato. Na o ahobo papa bi a o be ma mo not super and I light super. Don't look don't get sad. Just look for charcoal and clean it with water and dip it in your soup. Let it boil for a bit, and you
voila.
stir it and let it boil for a bit, and
Wow.
then you have your soup as fresh as you had it before it
Hey,
got
oh,
spoiled.
one.
Hack,
Oh,
hack,
one.
hack. Say hack, say hack.
Bidie,
One.
bidie.
Charcoal.
Magic.
Emma nkwan ekọ ne dada. Why? Maka say we no.
Mokoto
Samoki.
bottle.
What is your hack for the
Just
day?
so hacky there, so
Mokoto
one.
Enya some kesi.
Oh, one.
Bidie.
Hey, okay, so my hack. I haven't tried it, but I'm told. And
You've
I
heard
hear that,
it and you've seen
you know,
it.
when you cook rice, I say I peche no.
Aye.
Now per se yi one kakra. You just put bread on the rice on